webinar session on business analytics. I have with me my team consisting of Nipender, a master of computer webinar session on business analytics, and Vishal. I have with me my team consisting of Nipender, a master of computer webinar session on and Harshita and Vishal. I have with me my team consisting of Nipender, a master of computer webinar session on and Harshita and Vishal. I have with me my team consisting of Nipender, a master of computer webinar session on and Harshita and Vishal. I have with me my team consisting of Nipender, a master of computer webinar session on and Harshita and Vishal. I have with me my team consisting of
we're having right now.
Great, true that. The world around us is changing very, very fast. Technology is driving our personal lives and businesses in multiple and myriad ways. Look around and you'll witness a sea change in the way we communicate. Our communication patterns have graduated from one-to-one to internet, social media, mobile devices, and our activities as consumers have switched over from physical transactions to booking online, cabs, hotels, tickets, shopping, surfing, everything has gone online, Dr. Sachin.
Yes, sir, definitely. Our life has changed and it is still changing. And that change we have faced in past years is of the order of speed of light. See, we have cloud computing and other enabling technology at our outset, which captures data, and we are living in the data age. So communication through mobile phone, while you are surfing your mobile phone, any social network, social media website, and all those things are capturing your data, and that massive data is the data what we have in our data repositories, and the need of the time is to harness the potential which is there in that data so that we can get actionable insights in business decision making.
That's exactly what is business analytics we talk about, to get analysis and insight from data to be able to use it for business decision making. Let's look a little deeper into history. We all know CXOs used to take decisions on gut or have an army of people to put together data in Excel sheets collected from different places. Could be registers, could be log sheets, could be reports. This data compilation itself used to take a lot of time. And even a small analysis like a sales forecast would take days to complete that. And then even after that, the managers were not sure. They were depending on luck and also on competition to prove those decisions right or wrong. So from that to date, a lot of water has flown down Ganga River. Businesses are increasingly organizing efforts around using the business intelligence generated by the world of business analytics in almost every sector. For example, banks, retail, modern retail, insurance, media, education, manufacturing, FMCG goods. Business analytics helps us understand the past performance, take informed decisions, and predict the consequences of those decisions better. It's an incredibly powerful tool that has become indispensable for businesses to drive performance in the future. It also helps you understand better your industry, your competitors, your consumers in order to take the right kind of decisions. So let's understand a little more deeper into the nuts and bolts of business analytics. Firstly, it uses data, a large amount of data, and that is collected and stored properly in electronic mediums almost everywhere around you or away from you. Secondly, it analyzes such data to understand, diagnose and describe the underlying behavior beneath the data, the trends beneath the data. Thirdly, such an analysis is used to predict and prescribe on options that help business decision making in almost all functions. Production, you talk about finance, you talk about marketing, you talk of HR. In fact, all of the above, the step 1 to 3 that I just talked about, they help the managers to take important business decisions to drive business strategy and future performance. So first things first, what is this data? What is it about data? Throw us some more light, Dr. Sachin, on data.
Sir, as I had already said, we are living in data age, and data, we are massively producing this data at an exponential rate. See, the amount of data which we are generating is exponentially increasing, means the data what we had generated in the past year is double of what it was produced in the past few years, and this rate is doubling continuously. So this exponential increase in the data what we have in our repositories is continuously increasing. The trend is exponential.
I remember, in fact, one statistic I read a few days back that all the data we have today, 90% of that data was generated in just the last 2 years.
Yes, sir. I am adding upon into the statement of yours. The overall amount of data what we have till 2013, since the beginning of time, is almost the same data we are producing every year since 2014 onwards, and it is still doubling the rate. The rate is exponential. Why? Because we have such huge giants of market like Google and Amazon, which captures the data. This is just an example. Data is captured everywhere. You are leaving your digital footprints everywhere. When you are surfing on the net, when you are moving, Google timeline is also capturing your data. It shows you a mail at the end of the month that these are the places you have visited at this time, and you can visualize that graph on monthly basis, on quarterly basis, on yearly basis. So capturing data, almost every aspect of data, what ad you are interested most when you are watching YouTube videos, what ads you have skipped, what ads you have not skipped, and even if you have not skipped that ad, for how long you have viewed that ad is also captured.
I guess you're talking about advertisement.
Advertisement.
Right? Yeah.
So all these analytics are captured by Google, and this massive data is stored and then analyzed and then presented to you in the form of tailored advertisements. They are accessing the user access pattern. They are doing sentiment analysis over that they are inferring the interest of the user based upon the access patterns, and this is for the sole purpose of getting profitability in the business.
Right.
Target advertisements.
I understand that. In fact, as I believe, data can take actually multiple forms. It can be in the form of voice,
Yes.
video, image, text, numbers. It can be stored in your Excel, on your computers, and it could be stored anywhere across the internet. Whatever you surf, whatever you search, whatever you speak to Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant, your emails, your social media activities, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, basically you are generating data everywhere, and there are computers and sensors that are catching data everywhere.
Yes, sir.
I'm also aware that there are smart machines, smart cities, smart watches, smart lights, smart beds, smart cars, smart offices. What is it about? What is the smartness about them? It is all about that each one of them have a sensor inside them that collects data, analyzes, and suggests or an action of its own. So the AC will switch on by itself, or AC will switch on off by itself, or it may just require a signal to the human behind that machine to press a button. So that's the power of data analytics in our everyday life.
Yes, sir.
Business and humanity are putting almost every effort to convert this data into intelligence and for better decision making. But how exactly do they do that, Dr. Sachin? tell us first something about, where is all this data stored?
Okay.
There must be some place where
Yes, sir.
everything is getting stored, yeah?
Sir, let's take things one by one. Sir, cloud computing, as this is also a buzzword these days, is the enabling technology that enables you to access everything, even on your handheld device like mobile phone. What we need is a device which is capable of running just Internet Explorer or any internet browser. So, cloud computing enables you to access everything, whatever you want to access. Even your smart household appliances you can control through cloud computing
cloud
environment.
Is basically some large data center, right?
Cloud computing makes use of data centers.
Okay.
A data center is a place where data is stored, as is indicated by the name.
Yeah.
And the companies like Google, Amazon, Yahoo, and other giants have their own data centers. And one more interesting thing I want to tell you, the size of the data centers, what these companies are having.
For example, a pen drive can have 16 GB or 32 GB of data. Okay.
And they have massive data centers which are measured on the scale of football fields.
Oh, wow.
So Facebook and Google have data centers of the order of 50 to 100 football fields. A football field is generally having the area of, I guess, 48,000 square feet. So they have data centers of the order of 50 or 100 football fields.
Great. I understand very recently I've also known that Adani Group is offering, is creating data centers in India itself.
And one more thing I want to add into it is this, that see, these data centers are usually built keeping in mind the availability. Means the user have the access of data 24/7 multiplied by 365 and the computers never shut down. Data is replicated in multiple servers. These buildings in which data centers are built are earthquake resistant buildings.
Oh, wow.
They are at places which are powered by diesel generators, and those generators have fuel for about 6 months or an year. So that ensures that the server will never shut down. It will shut down only for a few seconds or a minute in the entire year. That is, they are giving us the availability in terms of nines. 99.999 means a few seconds of an year.
I'm sure that is required for maintenance of some of those machines. Okay, all right. Let's go a little further into, okay, so that data is there. Data could be sitting on your computer, laptop, it could be sitting on your mobile, it could be sitting in some data center which could be in India or New York or Singapore or anywhere, Dubai, right? What do we do with this data, and how does intelligence come out of that data? There must be languages and tools. You are an expert of that,
Yes,
why don't you take us through one of those tools? I understand R is a great tool everybody talks about. So can you take us with an exercise to go through R and understand, what is the power of such languages and tools?
Yes, sir. We'll be coming on to that, but before that I want to just add upon into this discussion a few simple things. See, we have programming languages now, and the industry trend in terms of hardware, the physical hardware, the semiconductor industry is at a boom, and it has made tremendous progress in, say, last 25 years. I want to add upon it that the cheapest, the most costliest computer in
can you take us with an exercise to go through R and understand, what is the power of such languages
1,000 times slower. We'll be coming on to that, but before that I want to just add upon to this discussion. It is about 1,000 times of more we have programming languages now. So that gives us a price performance ratio of the order of 10 in terms of. So hardware industry has the physical hardware, the semiconductor industry is, so now we have processors which are multi-core processors. Now we have processing powers of the order of flops, multiple flops, floating point operations.
Basically what you're saying is computing speeds have exploded.
Computing speeds have exploded, and These programming languages like R are purposefully built to exploit or to harness those power which lies inside the processor of computer to make sense the data, which is obviously big data.
Yeah.
So all this has come up with an environment in which we can use these languages, we can use these hardware platforms, and we could get an insight. Now coming up to the example of R, I had prepared few lines of code to demonstrate.
Let's show it on the screen. Let's share it on screen.
So this is the data of a soft drink production India. Particularly this data belongs to Rajasthan. It is the data since 1980 onwards. I had arranged it particularly for this seminar. My friend has emailed me this data. What this data showing is from the year 1980. This is the month. This is the monthly software production in Rajasthan in megaliters, and we have this data from 1980 January onwards till.
So that is very rich. I see that every year and every month we have million liters, megaliters basically, production of that soft drink, right?
Yes, till 2019 December.
Okay.
So this is the data we are having.
This is raw, as in from the numbers I can't make out much. Can we actually organize, let's say if this is the data, if I want to see the first few months or let's say last few months, what was the production, what can be done over there? Can we do that?
Yes, definitely sir, we can do that. I'm just showing you what we can do with this data. This is the R icon. This is the R console.
Okay, this is the interface of
this is the
R
interface
with you, with any user, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
how do I see, what could be a mean, median, percentile, quartile or something? How do I see that?
there are commands, specific commands for this, but one of the most important graph for this kind of analysis in which production of some FMCG item which is related with the environmental condition or the seasonality aspect. One of the most important ways is to analyze it using season plot.
Okay.
So
Let's see that.
season plot can be plotted in this manner.